Amazon Business currently owns 33 billion of transactions globally, and that they expect that to be growing to 80 billion by 2025. So Amazon also strongly believes that they will be expanding their market share.
That is a huge amount, right?
Isn't it? Yes, exactly.
Crazy.
It's mind-boggling.
80 billion indeed in gross sales expected by 2025.
Yeah.
Mentioned by Amazon.com CEO Andy Jassy. Maybe first start, Tim, with the simple question. Do you hear this a lot, right? When you talk to sales leaders at B2B companies?
It really depends on, and again, it really depends on who you speak to and particularly in what their territory is, or if you're speaking to sales leaders, what their territory is. So speaking to a European or Asian customer or prospect, barely. Speaking to a North American customer or prospect, always, often. Research done by Digital Commerce 360 and Forrester indicates that I think it's 6 out of 10 B2B buyers orders 25% of their orders in North America already via Amazon Business, right? So that is not a small amount.
It's not small.
No, that's absolutely commonplace. Which again doesn't surprise me if you look at the revenue or at the transaction numbers that Amazon does.
The sales leaders that I am speaking to and I have spoken to, they almost never mention it. So it could definitely be geographical as well. But I think common responses that we hear, right, from those sales leaders when we then bring up this topic. Yeah, the common response like, but that is not for our business, right? Our business is quite typical, maybe a niche, right? A lot of B2B company manufacturers, they operate in a niche market, which is maybe a very big market, but very particular products, very particular segments of customers.
Let's try to approach it from an angle of why, as a B2B a product seller, whether you're a manufacturer or a distributor or a wholesaler, why would you adopt a marketplace or adopt a marketplace such as Amazon Business? So if we try to approach it from that angle, what thoughts do you have?
Well, I think first of all, and research shows that, right? So you already named some stats from the B2B buyer survey, from Forrester and Gartner, from the CEO of Amazon, right? If you look at where are the B2B buyers, I think that's the first reason. Apparently, the B2B buyers are more than we think, maybe. Discovering and exploring and looking for products at Amazon Marketplace, or marketplaces maybe in general, but I think Amazon is of course the biggest one out there, and so I think that's one reason, right? And then maybe some people say, well, but that's not my customer. But again, if you look at the data, and more than half of B2B buyers, almost 60%, says that they are conducting research and doing purchases online from marketplaces. Yeah, then you cannot tell me that for many B2B companies that think their B2B buyers are not there, that they are probably wrong, right?
I spoke to a gentleman some weeks ago who works as a VP of digital transformation, or at least responsible for e-commerce. Works at a company that is a manufacturer of product for bakeries, artisan bakeries, whatever. And as their part of their onboarding process, everyone, so him included, spent some time with their customers, right? So in his first week or first month during his onboarding. So and he told an anecdote about him going on his first or second day working with that baker, arrive at the bakery, and then saw an Amazon Business truck in front of the bakery, and asked the baker, what's this Amazon truck doing here? Right, you order your products for us, right? That's why I'm here. You're a customer of ours, and then so they weren't even aware. So you may not. So he wasn't aware. But the entire organization wasn't necessarily aware that their customers were buying with them and buying with Amazon Business. The response was that this baker was ordering products. This company, by the way, did not have a digital way of ordering. So they didn't have a web store, which is why this gentleman was hired. Yeah. And this baker was ordering his products on a order form, right? 10 years old, 5 years old, whatever, printed out hard copy order form, just putting in the orders every day and emailing it or whatever, making a picture, faxing or emailing it to the manufacturer. And he said, I didn't know you also had all these products in your assortment, right? Because I have my order form here, and that's what I know you have. And the other stuff I just looked up on Google.
Yeah.
And ended up on Amazon, right? So even though you may think as a B2B salesperson or sales leader, you may think your customers are not buying on Amazon Business, they may very well.
This is a crazy example almost, right? Very good example. I love it. So
a true story.
So this was a manufacturer of bakery products or wholesaler that dealt with this customer?
Manufacturer, yes.
So the manufacturer didn't have any e-commerce at all. The manufacturer, the account manager or sales representative was visiting one of their B2B buyers, a bakery store.
Yep.
And there they saw a boss of Amazon Business, and being very surprised about the fact that they were delivering to their own customer, where they thought that everything that their customer needed was delivered by them, but that was apparently not the case.
The customer didn't ask for other products, right? He didn't ask for other products. He just used the old school order form and put in his orders like he had been doing for the past 15 years, and didn't ask for whatever sugar, but he got his sugar on Amazon.
What could be reasons for businesses to explore Amazon Business or to see if it could be something for them? Well, we discussed about the first one, that B2B buyers are there if you want it or not, at least in many cases. But I think to give you another answer, I think an obvious one maybe, but of course Amazon provides a very low entry point, basically, right, for many businesses. Amazon as a marketplace it's very easy to open up an account and to basically start doing business to business sales as well, right? I think of course the sellers need to take into account the product listings, they need to do some account management, they need to take into account pricing, and of course inventory and fulfillment. But if you basically cover those on a basic level, or you're able to cover those, then I think it's very easy to test out the waters, right, on Amazon. And maybe that's a reason for B2B businesses, maybe even businesses that say, where we talked about in the beginning, that say, look, this is not something for us, right? Maybe to elaborate a little bit there, companies say we have very highly complex products. Companies that say we do make to order, so we don't have the inventory yet, or right, it's you can come up with many examples of why it's complex and why it cannot be done on a marketplace maybe, or why it's difficult. But I think you can also start with it as it's very easy and just test out the waters.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. It heavily depends, of course, on different factors. One of which being, do you already have online presence in terms of web store, customer portal at all, right? So if no, then this indeed may very well be an opportunity to test the waters and to see whether your customers are or are not online. Spoiler alert, they are. That's one thing. The other thing is it depends on who you are in that value chain. Are you a manufacturer? Are you a distributor? Are you a wholesaler? Or are you even a retailer, right? Because for a retailer, it's obvious to use Amazon. But I think also if you zoom in on one of those, so say you're a manufacturer, then still there's dependencies, for instance, the complexity of your product and your business processes. So if your product is a commodity, like in the bakery example, right, it's flour or whatever, then that it's more easy. The entry level is easier to enter that market via a marketplace. Or if you have a consumer product, for instance, right, just a finished good, I don't know, a shirt or running shoes, right? That's more easy to sell on a marketplace than an escalator or spare parts for an escalator.
Yeah. So basically, the products need to be suited for it.
Yes. But if they do.
But if they do, exactly. Yes.